Welcome to this, the 8th episode of our beginner tutorial series. Today we will be talking shortly about enumerators. Enumerators are a way for you to give a contextual string value connected to a specific uh, integer value. The best way is probably just to show it off. So if we go under blueprints, you can find enumeration here. We'll call this one E for enumerator underscore and call it difficulty. And then we'll open that one up and you'll see this window. And this is where your list of available options will be available. So if we were to create a few of these, we can make 3 of them. We can make one called easy. Sorry. Okay. Easy. There we go. Medium and hard, for example. So now we have created a list of available values that are acceptable if you use this enum. So if you were to write any kind of code, so if we make a blueprint class and we make it an actor and we call this bp underscore difficulty tests, go into that one, go to the event graph, and then we say, okay, on the, let's say we want to create a function. We create a function, we call it enter difficulty. So this is a function that can be called somewhere, and then we can say we want to have an input in here that says difficulty. And then we enter e underscore and we call it difficulty. So then we get our enum here as an option. So this means that if we were to go back to our event graph again, begin play, and we say we want to call on this enter difficulty, you can see you get this nice little drop down showing the difficulty that you want to put in here. So you get the available options that you have here. So if you were to go back to the difficulty and you were to add another one that says hardcore and save it and go back here, then in this list after we compile it we also have hardcore available. And you can do it like this, so you have it like so, or you could also have a variable of your own that says my difficulty and make it of the type e difficulty. And just like other variables, you can set a default for it, so this one can be like hard, for example, and then you can have it as a get and then send it in here. So it's very convenient for you to get something when you have string values, for example, that you use regularly, and a typographical error could cause you to have code break down at a certain place, for example. Having it so that you can only choose from a preset amount of choices that doesn't allow you to make a typographical error is a very good way to handle that. Also in the function over here, when you have something like this, you can also make something nice like switches, for example. Then you'll get a execution node for each of the different difficulties that you have available in this case. It's very handy in that way. It is, however, a little bit special in other cases. Like, for example, since this for us looks like a easy to read option, if you were to print string this, for example, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to translate to something good here. Let's actually demonstrate this. Let's go to our character. Let's see, where do I have it? First person character. We'll just bring out the key. Let's say the Q key. I thought that was going to be less used than it was, but okay. And Then we have a difficulty, and we make it of the type difficulty, and we set this to be hard, no, medium, and then we print, and then we drag out our difficulty and connect it. So by pressing Q now, you can see in the top left it's gonna say medium, and that's okay for this, but you can translate an enum to, let's see here, you have a few different ways of converting this value, and not all of them are as usable or as readable. So this byte value to a string is maybe not that useful. The enum to string is usually the one, and it seems like that's hopefully what we got the friendly one here. So it was kind to us in its conversion. But if you were to go for yourself and say I want to make this into a string, and then you get both of these, you don't want to have this one that says byte, because that one should be returning the actual value for you in the enum list. So one for this instance would be, if we go back to this list, be 0, 1, so 1 being medium, and that is in this particular case not very good, because we wanted to actually see what kind of a difficulty we have, and 1 is not very telling unless you know the list by heart, right? So in these instances you need to make sure that you're typing out the correct translation for this. Other than that, enums are very good to keep a lot of things organized. It can be used in a lot of different ways, and we'll be seeing that later on in the tutorial series. So this is good to have with you in your toolbox. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you did not like it, leave a dislike. Leave any suggestions or comments down below. Subscribe and share this video if you want to see more like it in the future. In the next video, we will be talking about level transitions or map changes. That is all for now. Keep on learning.